doing a video series interviewing MBA holders who've graduated and are now out in the working world. We're starting today with a graduate from the Stanford GSB. Please introduce yourself and tell us about your life before Stanford.
Okay. Hi, my name is Eijo Tsukada. At the time I worked for Suntory, a huge whiskey, wine, beverage company. And the company just announced the potential acquisition of the Jim Beam in the States this spring.
Jim Beam, the whiskey company.
So we are going to be the third largest, bigger company. But actually, I personally was at the time at the non-alcohol beverage division. I was in marketing at that time.
So you were creating new non-alcoholic beverages for consumers?
Yes, I was basically a project leader working with our internal designer and also R&D staff to create a new product. We launched a total of 6 or 7 new products, and which covers one example is a Dakar, that we launched in 2000, and then the product is still exists in the market.
So it's like a competitor of it's like a sports drink.
Yeah, sports drink like a Gatorade, but it's more nutrition.
Great.
Yeah, and the other example is a Kokuri. It's a fruit juice, and then the name Kokuri means gulping in English. So you can taste like gulping some good fruit juice from white glass. So it tastes really good.
Great.
But other than that, they are gone already. So very difficult market actually.
And you were successful applying to Stanford. Why did you choose to go to Stanford?
So it's a funny story, but the company first decided me to go to business school. Before I start think about applying for any business school. But anyway, the company gave me a huge opportunity. So I start think about what I really want to do in the future. And then personally because I was in the beverage marketing, and then looking outside Japan. So for example, the US market was totally dominated by Coke and Pepsi. And then they sold and still sell a bunch of soda, carbonated drinks and juice. And they are quite huge, healthy products. I see that the only, bottled water is healthy, other than that contain a lot of, high sugar and calorie. But in Japan, many, healthy beverage like, oolong tea or green tea.
Yeah.
We have a wide variety of unsweetened tea. So we might be able to, develop those really healthy tea venture or something, and then to sell the product outside Japan, especially in the States. So I wanted to do those kind of stuff. I decided that my dream school is Stanford.
You got into Columbia, Kellogg, UCLA. Why did you choose Stanford, other than the weather?
I don't know whether very difficult, but that as I told you that I was the corporate sponsored student, that I had to go back to Suntory. So, but what I really want to do is something really entrepreneurship thing. So that is the main reason that I choose Stanford, and also other than the culture and weather. So the thing that I really want to do is develop a new product and selling healthy product to states. So I think that the West Coast, especially the Bay Area, is the best entry point because the area is influenced by Asian culture, and the people living there living a really healthy lifestyle, and they probably as an early adopter of our product. So that is another reason that I choose the Stanford.
How was it when you look back on your experience? What do you remember now?
Actually, I study a lot and I play a lot. I enjoy a lot.
What are some of the fond memories you have about the people you met?
So actually, so there are a lot of socializing opportunity, and we have the golf tournament. I mean, one U.S. people versus international people. Those are big cup, and also I personally organize a Japanese whiskey night. And as I said, I work at Suntory, so I brought a box of Yamazaki whiskey. And then at the time, the movie Lost in Translation, and many of my classmates saw the movie, so they are really familiar with the high quality of Japanese whiskey and Suntory whiskey. So we had a fun night, and also I have a really good Mexican friend, and then they have a really strange drinking game named Cubilete. It's basically a dice poker using 5 dice and roll them, and then like poker. And if you lose, you have to drink very dangerous, but
Very fun.
very fun.
So, what did you do after Stanford?
So fortunately, I mean, so I was so lucky enough to be assigned to the project that is to launch the tea product to the U.S. market. That is exactly what I dreamed before, business school.
Wow. How did you come up with a vision that was so strong that survived not only MBA but post MBA? Actually, for me, as a counselor, I can say that's quite rare.
Okay.
So how did you come up with this vision, and then tell us about the actual execution of the vision?
Okay. So of course, I was so lucky that but I really personally wanted to introduce those tea products. So how I done is, of course, Suntory at the time did not have operation in the States, and of course, no product to be sold in the US market. So I needed to develop one is new product to be sold in the market, and also need a business, the distribution. So as for the product development, so I normally work with internal designer and internal staff who are really understand the Japanese consumers, but the product at the time I need to develop it for U.S. market, U.S. consumers. So at that time we did not understand so much about them. So we needed a good partner. So I screened a total of 10, brand agency and design agency for the product development, and then we choose one and then finalize the design and also the formula as well. And as for the business, we basically have 3 different options. One is to acquire a beverage startup. Actually, so I met a guy who started a tea venture, and he's not a GSB guy, but from some top business school, and he started Honest Tea, which is still available in the States.
Like an unsweetened tea.
Unsweetened. And actually, right after I met the guy, Coca-Cola announced the potential acquisition of the company. So we are not lucky at all. And then, there were no good company available at the time. So, and the other option is, build our own distribution system. But Suntory tried 10 years before I launched. And actually, they entered the US market with using their own distribution, but that was totally unsuccessful. That's why our management did not want the option. So lastly, we started talking with partnering with big, global beverage player like Pepsi.
Uh,
Actually, we are doing the business in Japan with Pepsi.
uh,
So, but they were not interested in at the time. But fortunately, we found Nestle Water North America.
Nestle.
Nestle.
Wow.
They actually wanted to their portfolio outside just water, and they see that unsweetened tea is healthier alternative. So we shake hand and start a business.
So tell us how much of what you learned at Stanford could be applied to the real world.
Okay. So actually, what I learned at Stanford helped me a lot, especially right after graduation. I developed product and also the new business in the state. So especially I of course I took a number of classes, but what I remember the most is two classes. One is the negotiation, the other one is the high performance leadership. Both classes are really intensive and they require me to join the very intensive group discussion, sometimes a role play. I mean, where I needed, I were as a manager, I needed to persuade somebody or those kinds of stuff with international student and American guys, and which of course personally my English really challenged. But anyway, so through the process, I learned the values and the way of thinking of American people. Of course, how I negotiate. So that helped me a lot when I talk with the Nestle guy and Pepsi guy or other companies.
So what are you doing now, and what are your thoughts about the future?
Okay, I'm currently the how to say in English? It's a kacho-san in Japanese, the category manager for tea business at domestic beverage market, and I see that this brand Iemoncha, it's the sales is over 1 billion US bucks, and I responsible for both sales and profit, so really tough actually. And then in 2012, I was assigned to the current position, and where the brand Iemoncha was really suffering from the competitors' attack. Actually, the Coca-Cola launched the Ayataka green tea. It's gaining a lot of eating our shares.
Got it.
And then I joined the team in March 2012, and then I repositioned the product and reformulated, change everything, and then it's a kind of revitalize of the brand and the product turnaround.
Yeah.
And then we launched the product in October 2012. So which means that I had really intensive, really hard half year.
Very fast.
Yeah, very fast. But fortunately, so before the revitalization, the sales is only 80% compared to the previous year. But I turned around, then after that, the figure went up to 120.
Great.
So really good. And then last year, in 2013, I launched two different new product under the same brand Iemoncha. One is Zeta Glacier, which is a blue green tea, and the last one is this product, Tokcha. It's a food for certified health use.
It's doing well.
Where so it says that it's reduce body fat, and we using the claim under Japanese government approval.
Great.
So this product is really smash hit.
Nice. So, to someone who wants to follow in your footsteps and get an MBA and challenge international business markets or turning around local brands, or what advice would you have for someone who's thinking about a school like Stanford or any of the other top MBA programs around the world? What's your message or inspiration for them?
Okay, really difficult question.
Sorry.
But I think that you need to understand who you are first. I mean, everyone really different. Everyone has different background and point of view. And but you first you need to understand who you are and what you have done before and what you really want to do. I spend quite a number of hours in my preparation for the application, and sometimes I met Vince and then he asked me a number of questions which really helped me a lot. I mean, to think about who I am. And then through the process, so I found the number of stuff that is really intrinsic to me. I mean, unique to me, and which I think those things really in outstanding in my essay and interviews. So be yourself and be unique and understand yourself, and that's all.
Great. Well, thanks for your time, and it sounds like things are going well, so we wish you the very best for everything in the future.
You are really welcome. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
Bye.